All right, welcome back to Parents vs. Gaming. This is episode 42. If you have been watching us live tonight, you get to see the joys of us recording this live for our actual YouTube channel and podcast. So everything crashed. I didn't have it recorded on Streamlabs, so here we are starting over. So if you are watching live, we're sorry. If you're listening to the audio or watching on YouTube, please check us out on Sunday nights, 8 o'clock Central, twitch.tv/the3J Gamer. That is where we do our live show. Killer Penguin, if you are still here or came back, he's the one that jumped into the chat, said what's good, and I think he crashed it because he's a killer penguin. I think that's what happened.
Killed our stream.
You know, on one of our podcasts, we do what's called the Scav Report. I do it with Ender, and I think Killer Penguin was just looking at a way to get back to me because Ender and I actually ran into hackers on.
You were telling me about that.
And we did a full podcast interview with hackers, and they broke down kind of the hacking world and what's on. So if you ever want to look up and understand the world of hacking, not that I want anyone to hack, and we don't hack in Last Choice Network, but if you want to understand the frustrations and what they're actually getting away with, whether it's Call of Duty, Apex, Fortnite, I come to find out Valorant is very largely affected as well, and of course Escape from Tarkov.
I'm gonna say any shooter game.
It's a shame. It honestly really is a shame. So if you are listening to us live, you're going to get a little bit of a recap. We're going to kind of condense this now that Kia and I had a little bit of a practice run. So again, I am with Kia Kane. Kia, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Now, I know we talked a little bit about this earlier, but now like I said, we are recording for our podcast side of it. You were talking a little bit before the show about you kind of getting what I would say a promotion. You've become a mod for someone.
Yes.
So I would love for you to talk about, one, who it is you were asked to be a mod for, and what a mod is, and kind of highlight why this streamer is important, especially this month.
Okay. All right. So I am a mod for Little Nudes. It's LILNOODZ. It's short for Little Nudes. Noodles. She likes noodles. She likes noodles a lot. She calls her community Noodle Bowl. She is a bigger streamer. She is partnered. She is an absolutely phenomenal person. She is always 100% herself. She tries to be very open and honest with her community as much as possible. And she is being featured. She's been featured this entire week for Pride Month. And what that means is she is being featured on the very front page of Twitch. So when you log into Twitch, and that first little box that you see up front that has like a bunch of people on it, they call it the carousel. She is on that, and she's been on that all week. Today is her last day on the carousel, but she will be continued to be featured the entire month. So she will still be on your recommended for the entire month.
Yeah.
But I am a mod for her, and basically what we do is we keep her safe. We are her safeguards against anybody that might sneak through the cracks and try to be mean or ugly or hateful. Any type of obscene type things, like that's what we're there for. We are there to make sure that none of the chats see that type of stuff. We go in, we delete messages, we ban people if necessary, we time them out. We remind her of things like, because chat obviously moves very fast when you have a lot of people in your chat, especially when you have thousands of people in your chat. So we go through and we remind her of anything that's been redeemed, if she hasn't done it already, or if she's forgotten something. So yeah, we're basically just her protection crew, I guess you could say. we run her protection basically, but yeah, so we're there to kind of just keep her safe and stuff. So yeah, that's what I do.
And you know, like I was saying earlier, if you binge watch the show or listen to our episodes really quickly, you may have heard us talk about this, something that if you do have younger teenagers that want to get into streaming, you're super worried about how the public chat works, or how people can be super toxic to them. Even though it's super important what Kia is doing because she's with a larger streamer now, that's something that you would want to study. You could be a mod for your kid. Their friends could do it, but basically what they're doing is, like you said, it's a behind the curtain type deal, right? You have full control over the chat room. You can stop any toxicity. Of course, it's going to be up there for a slight moment, but if they're on top of it, especially if they're young, they don't have a lot of viewers, it's super easy to do, right?
Yes.
Obviously,
well, it's funny because a lot of the people that have been there for like a really long time, they're like, wait, what did that person say? Because we delete it so fast.
Yeah.
Nobody sees it.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, what did they say?
And I'm sure you can attest to this as your kids may start getting into streaming. The number one thing they're gonna see a lot, and I feel like kids are the ones that can get tricked by this, is that we laugh at it because we're adults. As soon as I tell you what it is, you're gonna. You probably already know what I'm gonna say. But we laugh at it as adults. But kids can be super tricked by this, even teens, especially when you're ambitious and you're trying to like grow. You will get random chat bots that will say, "Hey, do you want to earn more followers? Click this link," or you can get more subs by doing this.
Subs.
Yeah.
What became famous?
And a lot of those are, could be viral links, things like that. So you don't want to click on them, and that's why having a mod's really, really important, because they can delete that even in a smaller stream. I think that's super important. But I'm super happy for Little Nudes. She is. If you want to kind of watch someone that, again, we've mentioned this before, that's super wholesome, she's great. So if you're listening to this podcast or watching on YouTube later, definitely jump into Twitch sometime and check out. And if she's not live, don't freak out. If you just want to see who she is, just scroll down a little bit on her page, because Twitch has what's called VODs, videos on demand. So you can go back and watch one of her older streams. It doesn't have to be live to be entertaining. That's one of the great things about Twitch, right? So sometimes there's a lot of cool things that happen and now, maybe you decide to start following her on Twitter or things like that, or Kia talks about it. You can jump to that old VOD and scroll forward to those moments and catch up. You don't have to sit there and watch the whole, 3 to 6 hours that someone may stream. But
I mean, unless you really want to.
Yeah. And the whole thing is still entertaining too. But don't feel like you can't check somebody out just because they're not live at that moment. Always check down, maybe watch one of their videos and see what they're about.
And a lot of times you'll see clips too, which is usually somebody in the community, either one of their mods, a VIP, or even herself, or anybody. They might have gone through and clipped a funny part or something like super, like they just clutched up, they just did a 1v3, and they clutched the game or whatever. So sometimes you can also just check out the clips and get get snippets of what they've actually done.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that.
So I want to jump into our main topic tonight, Kia.
Yes.
And one of the things that we try to do on Parents versus Gaming is we're very relatable to not just parents that game, not just parents that are trying to understand their kids the game, maybe parents that are trying to help their kids grow, maybe parents that are playing games with their kids. It's kind of a little bit of everything, right? Not just dad gamers, not just mom gamers, sometimes even families. Our last stream, we brought on a husband and wife that both streams. And the funny thing is that the dad streams video games for the most part. And the mom is big into gardening. So she streams in real life gardening, right? So if you want to check them out, you can look back at our past episode and find all their links and stuff. And I'm sure we'll probably have them on as a guest again in the future. I'm trying to organize to go on his show as well.
I love them. They're the best.
But a question I have for you, I've talked about this before, but you've got your Discord channel, The Bakery. So you guys are always welcome to jump into that. Also, we've got the Last Choice Network, and we've kind of started to grow a little bit of a community. Of course, Kia's a little bit larger, and you've even added a YouTube channel, and you've got quite a bit of parent gamers. You and I have met. You've met some other mom gamers. But when you first started, not counting your regular gaming friends or maybe your husband's friends that you gamed with that might not have kids and stuff, but as a parent gamer, as a mom gamer, did you feel sometimes alone?
Yes. As a mom gamer, I did. I did meet one person fairly early on that was a mom. She is a mom gamer as well. And we still talk every once in a while. We've kind of drifted away because we met through Destiny, and I no longer play Destiny. But I know. I just can't get over the fact that I have to rebuy everything, so Bungie can suck it.
It's because you refuse to play on PlayStation now.
You can link your accounts, but you can't have access to
Hey, just keep in mind that it's not Bungie. PlayStation owns them now, so you can blame your company that you love.
Okay. I don't play on Sony's PlayStation anymore anyway, so it's okay. I still love them, but I don't play on it.
Yeah, I gotta throw my jabs in when I can.
It literally sits there. Poor thing. Anyways, so we met through Destiny 1 originally. We played together quite a bit. But she was like the only mom parent that gamed that I knew. I loved her. I still love her. She's a great person. I enjoy chit-chatting with her when I can. But yeah, for a while I did feel alone because I didn't really have a lot of like, sure, okay, yes, you're like, oh, well, you're a female. Okay, sure, there's female gamers out there. There's a ton of us. The problem comes in when you have a kid and you're constantly being nagged, or you're like, well, I can't start this at this time because I have to do this for my kid, you know. And they're just like, oh, well, you know, like they don't understand those things, because it's like, okay, I can't start this until after this because I have to make sure that supper's ready, or I have to make sure this is done. And so having those mom gamers and parent gamers that understand those things is really nice. I've recently met quite a few gaming moms through TikTok. I've been posting, as you hear my son screaming in the background.
Good old Kane.
One day I'll have my own room, my own setup.
But then you wouldn't be a real mom gamer. Come on now.
So, but anyways, yes. So it's been really nice meeting those through TikTok. And I've used the tags of like gaming parent, mom gamer, Twitch streamer, or a mom streamer. You know, like I've used those tags, and with using those tags, I started getting the those things or those types of people on my For You page, so I could go through and I could actually see these people. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are my people. These are my people. And I've met some really amazing people through that. So it's been really wonderful growing that way, and meeting those people. Like we met the couple that we interviewed last time, you know. And so it's been really fun growing that way. And I definitely don't feel alone now, or as alone, because there are other mom streamers and gamers out there. So it's not just the gaming part for me. It's also the streaming part. So
yeah. And that kind of brings me to what I wanted to get into a little bit is, and I know I talked to you about it before we went live here, but, you know, like we've done in the past, we've tried to grow as far as the parents versus gaming. Of course, we were really focused on gaming addiction and trying to help parents understand their kids that game, and help people that were in relationships and how to balance gaming and relationships, even though I suck at it and we all suck at it sometimes. So I'm trying to help other people. I can't even help myself. But one thing I wanted to do was, you know, as Parents vs. Gaming started to drift into just talking about video games all the time and being excited about games. Of course, that's why we have the occasional Last Choice Gamecast. We've got some other podcasts that kind of focus on that. I really wanted to bring Parents vs. Gaming back to the helping out parents, and helping out parents that stream, helping out parents that just game, helping out parents that have kids that game that don't understand, just kind of an all around thing. And, you know, you coming on the show has been a huge help in that, and we've definitely started to get back to that. Now, some research I did a little bit this week is I reached out to, like I said, people can always go to the bakery to find some support. That's going to be a great place to start. But if you want some, if you're a parent that maybe doesn't game, you don't want to sit there and talk about gaming all the time. Maybe you just struggle about, okay, my kid is mentioning this game and I need a quick answer. And of course, we've told you guys you can email us and reach out to us, but not everybody always thinks about that. Or sometimes you just want to be in the shadows, right? You want other people to ask the questions. And a great place for those places to happen are fan pages or Facebook group pages, right? How many groups are you a part of, Kia, that you never participate in, but you'll scroll through and get answers to questions you may have, but you don't want to participate, right? So I've reached out, and there's 2 communities I found. Now we're hoping to get some of these community leaders on the show in the future, but I do want to highlight them. So if you're a Facebook fan, or you just like to join groups and maybe you're not so active, one is called Parents of Gamers. I'm hopefully looking to get the owner of that group in the next couple of weeks on a show. He wants to reach out. We're going to discuss Discord. He's got a whole thing on kind of how he wants to integrate gaming with some of the stuff that he does. He's actually a pastor, I believe. I don't know the full story. We've just started connecting, but I mean, one of the top posts on his group right now, I'm reading right now, it's from somebody that says, "Hey, Pastor Jared, when does the Minecraft Summer Bible Study start?" And I think that's such a great integration, right? If you're trying to, if you come from that religious side, and it is tough to find ways to integrate things. Well, gaming is something a lot of kids are always interested in. So if you're on the religious side of things and you want to kind of find a way, but what it seems like he's doing, and when we bring him on the show, he can kind of discuss it quite a bit more, is he's integrating the gaming with kind of trying to be pastoring at the same time. And I think that's super smart to integrate it. We've seen people integrate it in all different types of ways, where you can bring in gaming just to make friends, gaming to do other things. So I think this is a great start. It's also got quite a bit of questions on here about maybe if you have concerns about certain video games or questions about games, you can ask on there, and they're reaching out and giving answers as well. Another group, it's a lot larger, so you might be kind of a small fish in a big pond, but it's PGC, which is the Parents Gaming Community. They've got tons of polls on there. They seem to be super active. If you're a streamer, it's going to be a great place to go because they'll let you promote your streaming. And then they've got quite a few different things to just to kind of in the sense of what we're doing, Kia, right? They're more of like parents that stream and game, and it's kind of specifically for parents. And the other one is definitely working towards kids. And we've got a couple others that will reach out. We've got Parents of Kid Gamers is another one that's got 3,000 members in that one. I'm waiting to hear back from them to get in. It's been a while for them to answer, so hopefully that will happen soon. And we'll hopefully start to integrate these guys in every couple of weeks and get some of these guys and girls or moms and dads in to explain what their group is. But like I said, there is help, and that's what we really want to highlight here. We've talked about it before, whether we've brought on experts with gaming addiction and explaining to that, because a lot of parents, they freak out, right, Kia? They don't game. Mm-hmm. Maybe not only do they not game, they grew up hating gaming, or they think gaming is stupid. But you don't want to shut down your kid that is into something, right? And you need help. Like, if you're not into this at all, you don't know, is it okay that my kid gamed 4 hours today? But if your kid read a book in his room or her room for 4 hours, you probably wouldn't have judged it, right?
Yeah.
So it's really bringing light to that and getting help. And I think just having like-minded individuals, when I say help, I don't mean you need to go see a professional, but just finding like-minded people in your situation, just like Kia was able to connect with some people on TikTok. Now she's trying to create her own community of people that can just feel safe. And I'm trying to do the same thing with some of the podcast networks that we're creating. Is just you want to bring in like-minded people, and you can bounce ideas and just kind of see how someone else's do it, which can help you improve in the things that you want to make your life healthier as well. So I think they're great. Again, I will put some of these links in the chat, but you've got Parents of Gamers, you've got Parents Gaming Community, and Parents of Kid Gamers are the three we're going to try to highlight over the next month or so. But I mean, Kia, when you started to feel like you had some help and some like-minded people, did you feel like it was easier or just safer, or did you feel like you just had somebody that just finally understood?
It was just more of I had someone that finally understood.
Yeah.
Where I was, that right there was enough for me. It's just knowing that there were people out there that they understand because they're doing the same thing, So it is nice having those types of parents. Like, I've popped in, and actually I got rated by her, was Mama Amos, I think is how she says it. She rated me for when I was playing Dragon Age, and I afterwards, I gave her a follower, and I popped into one of her streams, and I was like, hey, I want to thank you again so much for the raid the other night. And we started talking, and I said, hey, I was like, I'm gonna lurk for a little bit. I said, but I gotta get supper started, and I'm sorry, I want to I want to chat with you more. But she's like, don't apologize, I know what the mom duties are, it's okay. So it's nice having those types of people, and like just knowing that they understand that your family has to come first, and
Absolutely.
they understand, like they get that. They understand it. It's nice having that. So
now, before we close out tonight, and like I said, like I did tell you, it was probably going to be a shorter episode tonight, and we are going to try to bring some of these on and feature them in the next couple of weeks. But I don't want to dismiss the gaming side of things, right? We still want to have fun. We want to talk about our games. Now, you're still playing on your stream. You're doing Apex ranked nights. Your story night had a little bit of Fable, but now you've switched back to...
Well, Dragon Age Inquisition is where we're at right now, because we're in the middle of that series, and Dragon Age Inquisition is the last one right now. Dragon Age 4 does have a title now. It is called The Dread Wolf, so I'm super excited. So we do have at least a title now, but Dragon Age 4 will be coming out. I believe they're projected for next year.
So see you in 2030.
I know. It kind of got pushed back quite a bit, but so right now we are in that story game. After that, I actually do think I'm going to probably go through the Fable series and do the Fable story. So Tuesdays are my story nights.
Perfect.
And then Thursdays are I call them Thirsty Thursdays, and we usually play Apex those days. And
that's your ranked night?
No, not always. Sometimes it's just we're playing around, messing around in pubs. And then sometimes, yes, we get into ranked like later on.
Now listen, stop with your lingo here. We got some people to listen that aren't in the lingo.
Okay,
when
so
you throw out the words pubs, what does that mean?
Okay, so pubs is just like a casual part of the game.
Okay.
It's still Battle Royale. I mean, every shooter game is slightly competitive, so I mean it's really, but ranked is your competitive part of the game. So when we say
have
pubs,
like a leaderboard,
it's
right?
So pubs is just you're just out there to have fun, get better, and play with your team. Now, don't get me wrong, there are people out there that are like no life pubs and think that pubs is just that's where the ranked's at and they're gonna be in it, and you're just like, dude, you realize you're in pubs, right? Like it's not the end of the world. It's okay. But ranked is definitely the more competitive side. That is where you actually have ranking system. You have to get placement. You have to get kills to be able to earn your rank to get up into the ranks. Yeah. So, yeah.
Now, some things that we're going to do for the Last Choice Network is the Last Choice Gamecast is going to come back, and next Sunday around, I believe, noon Central Time is what is called the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. There is no E3. E3 this year was canceled, and what that is kind of like a conference, a convention that was always in Los Angeles every summer. That was canceled, so Xbox and Bethesda, so it covers a lot of PC gaming and the console gaming, are going to have a showcase next Sunday. We're going to do that live. I'm going to hopefully try to convince Kia to come and join us for the live reveal show, and we're going to do a watch along with that. We shall see, but I know that...
I have a lot going on.
Of course.
So
I know Ender's trying to be there. I know Master Shadows is trying to be there. Now it is Sunday afternoon, which throws a wrinkle. It's usually in the evening, which would be a lot easier for us that are parents. So if some people aren't there, it's not because they hate anybody. It's because they have parental duties, and it's in the middle of the afternoon. I have been able to clear my schedule. As far as I know right now, I might have some... funeral, sadly enough, to go to soon. But if that doesn't happen, then we're going to do that. I know at least Master Shadows and myself will be hosting that. It's just more of a watch along and just to be excited about new and upcoming games. It's just kind of a fun thing. And of course, for those that like watching all the stuff, if you jump onto IGN or GameSpot or Kinda Funny, and those guys are great, not knocking, I will probably go back and rewatch the show with their commentary. But I don't have a voice in their chat, right? I can't chat and have the people on screen talk about what I'm talking about in chat because they've got 50,000 people watching them. They're not reading the chat. But if you jump over to ours and you watch it live with us and you jump in the chat, we're going to comment. We're going to have conversation with you. We'd love to be excited about the games with you. But I don't want to dismiss what just happened. So normally E3, like I mentioned, is a conference where day after day is, PlayStation has a night, Xbox has a night. Now, PlayStation did something recently that was called State of Play, and I don't know if you got a chance to see it, Kia. Did you get a chance to at least see what they did?
No.
So they did their showcase. Now, some games that are coming out. Resident Evil 4 remake is coming out March of
I
next
heard
year.
about
So if
that,
you are a horror game fan, but you don't like it to be too scary, Resident Evil 4 kind of fits that niche. Now, of course, with a complete remake, we're not really sure where they're going to go with it, but everyone's pretty excited about that. There's a great game coming out in about a week, I would say maybe 2 weeks. It's going to be on PC and PlayStation. Now, if you're on PlayStation and you have their Game Pass, PlayStation Plus competitor thing, where you can get free games, this game is going to be on there. It looks amazing. We'll see what it goes. It's called Stray, and it's about a cat in a cyberpunk world, and you actually play as the cat going around this city. That's really all anybody knows, but it looks super cute.
Is it just for PlayStation 5?
It's on PS5. That I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, but it is on PlayStation and on PC July 19th.
Okay.
So it looks like, July 19th it's coming. For those that do not have a PlayStation, but maybe your kids or teenagers just have a PC, there's a very popular game that has been on PlayStation. It was said that it would never leave PlayStation. The developer themselves said that they would never leave the PlayStation system because it's exclusive for them. PlayStation has decided to put it on PC. No, it's not coming to Xbox, but if your kids have a PC, this is super exciting. You don't have to listen to them talk about, I need a PlayStation so I can play this game. But Spider-Man is coming to PC.
Wow.
On August 12th. Yes.
They let it go.
Yes.
What?
And
That's
not just the original Spider-Man, it's Spider-Man Remastered.
That's insane.
Will launch on PlayStation and PC on August 12th.
Desperate.
I don't know if desperate's the right word, but I think it's just dumb. Right? It's going to sell.
I mean, it's a smart move to
sell.
actually finally start because it's going to sell.
Yeah, they definitely saw the sell spikes with Days Gone and God of War,
smart,
and God of War and Death Stranding that they also put on PC. I think it's smart. There was a reveal trailer for Street Fighter 6. So if you're into the fighting games, be super excited about that. That game looks absolutely amazing. They also finally have some DLC, and it's coming to VR, PlayStation VR 2 specifically. Resident Evil Village.
Oh, I heard that was going to
some
VR.
DLC.
I heard about that.
They also said the summer of 2023, and they showed a great trailer. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, Final Fantasy 16 is coming to PlayStation only, of course, in summer 2023. But the trailer and all the reveal looked really, really cool. Their Tunic, if you are a PlayStation user and you don't have an Xbox, Tunic was a kind of like an old school Zelda-like clone with a cartoon fox that's really, really good. People on Xbox really, really love it. But if you don't want to get an Xbox to try to get that or buy Game Pass, it is coming to PlayStation September 27th. It's really, really cool. And then another horror game called The Callisto Protocol, coming to all platforms. There was a trailer on that. I believe it's coming out later this year. Somehow, Kia, I don't know how, and you have to really search to do this. It's made by the same people that make PvG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, kind of one of the first ever Battle Royale games. Yeah. And somehow it's loosely tied to the lore in PvG. Now, PvG is an old school military shooter set somewhere in like Russia, kind of, it seems like. And this looks like a futuristic sci-fi horror game that if you showed me the trailer and at the end it said Dead Space, is that the name of the horror game?
I think
that they're remaking. If you told me this was the remake of Dead Space, I would believe you. Like, that's the kind of horror sci-fi you're getting into, but somehow it's connected to this. And then, very strange, if you're feeling very lonely, which can happen as a gamer, be excited because PlayStation is bringing to you soon on PS4 and PS5. It's called Eternites, and it's a action dating sim game in a JRPG style.
Okay.
Yep, I got nothing for you, but that's what's coming up.
All right.
Of course, if you're an Xbox fan and Starfield, you're a fan of Skyrims and the Fallouts, there's another Fallout on the way, and we might hear it at the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, and they're going to finally show, even though it was delayed until next spring, they are supposed to show actual gameplay of Starfield. So that's kind of the big thing to be excited about there. And of course, technically Xbox doesn't have any releases in fall now, which is weird. You could see a lot of surprise reveals at the showcase, so that's something to be excited about. So I think that's all we have for you this week. Like I said, we wanted to talk about the parents that, we're a little bit, still struggle on how to handle their kids in gaming, or maybe parents that game. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that. And like I said, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to feature some of those community leaders on those Facebook groups. And we hope you guys follow along. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to us, and you can find me at twitch.tv/the3jgamer. And of course, Kia, where can they find you?
They can find me at KiaKane0801 at Twitch. It's actually spelled KILLAKANE0801. That's where you can find me at on Twitch.
Well, thank you guys. Kia, thank you, as always, for coming out. An amazing mom, an amazing streamer, an amazing gamer. She's better at me than any game she plays. So maybe one day I'll have to try to humble myself again in Apex. And, well, I'm not going to kill anybody, so I hope you have your heavy backpack to carry me. Listen, I want to see how good if Little Nudes can get a win with me and you, then she's like the best gamer ever, because that's a lot. That's a huge carry to carry me along. My friends struggle with that as well.
Good night, Miss Shadow.
But thank you guys for jumping into chat. Killer Penguin, Miss Shadow, Master Shadows, thank you guys for stopping by. Anyone watching on Facebook, we really appreciate you stopping by as well. And like I said, if you are listening on any of the podcast platforms or on YouTube, we would love for you to see us live on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/the3jgamer. With that being said, this was episode 42. Kia again, thank you. And thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.